Welcome back to another video of Impossible Mowers. In today's video, I got a comment request from a guy who wants to know what kind of parts we're going to buy for Chuck when we go to get her a little faster and where to buy them. And so, for this particular individual, we're going to start with ARC Racing. These guys, they do a lot of car racing stuff, but they also they dig into the lawnmower stuff. And if you're going to be doing any kind of horsepower upgrade on your lawnmower, and if you're going to pulley swap it to a certain degree, especially if you want to go like above 30, maybe 40, you got to upgrade camshafts, flywheels, crankshaft, pistons, because those stuff will fail on you. They can only handle up to a certain amount of RPM, given that the lawnmower parts in there were not meant for racing. But these are all made out of aluminum, which is a lightweight metal. And lightweight is what you want in the game of racing, because the faster you go and the less weight you have, the more that engine in the lawnmower itself will be able to not work so hard. Because you also have to factor in your weight that's going on the lawnmower as well. So I would definitely say upgrade camshafts, crankshafts, and visit this company. Great stuff. I actually, on the Kohler, I got my rods and bearings from this company, which is really awesome. These guys are great. And they have every single thing for your lawnmower here as far as an engine goes. Even like performance key ways and push rods right here, as you can see, and fuel lines. So it's pretty good stuff. But anyways, getting back to Chuck here. Given that we were going to pulley swap this Joule, we're going to want good steering. And as I mentioned in a couple of videos before, we are going to be putting in rack and pinion steering. I recommend these off of Amazon only because companies like Go Power Sports and stuff, they do sell them, but they're crazy expensive. They're like $200, $150, pretty expensive. But basically, by having this kind of shock here and just basically having this whole entire setup, it'll make it so that when you're going down a road, maybe going uphill or downhill, and you're going at like an excessive speed, it could be like even 10 miles an hour, 15 miles an hour, 20 miles an hour. You need good steering, because lawnmower steering will wiggle, it will wobble, and it's not going to be good on the road. And the chances of you losing control on that steering is so possible. It's so there. I've never had it happen to me because, I'm not stupid, but there are people out there that don't do this kind of upgrade, like where you could see that little yoke on the top of the drive shaft. That's a really good part for the upgrade, because you can steer a lot easier, and it kind of forces your axle shaft on your lawnmower to stay straight. It kind of forces it that way, so nothing wiggles, everything's straight, you have control. So I would definitely recommend going into Amazon to get this kind of upgrade, because it is very much worth it in the long run. You can see it put together there. Also, before you put these in your lawnmower, check the diameter of how long the shaft is right here, because you have to have enough room for the shaft and your little spindles here. Your tie rods. So if it's too big, you might have to cut these off. This is going to be too big for my lawnmower, but I'm going to have to end up cutting this tie rod down to size just a little bit so it'll fit. So just beware about that. And also, it does come with these little wing nuts here, which is kind of good. And these nuts right here make it so the bolts don't back out. So this is all good stuff for when you're going a certain amount of speed on a lawnmower. Like I said, it's all about control and also about safety too, because you can't, if you use the same steering plate on, like if I use the same steering on my lawnmower, it would probably wiggle and be very hard to steer at like 10 miles an hour. So I recommend this upgrade right here. Like I said, Amazon, you can see this part number on the top here in the description of it, and you could look down and see other kinds of stuff here as well. I have seen people put these ARM suspension kits on their lawnmowers, and this is meant for mainly rock crawling, but if you want it to go pretty fast and you're hitting hills and stuff and you live in that rural area where there's a lot of bumps and potholes, this will definitely be your best friend. I find that these are really good to use. We had them on one of our golf carts but they broke because we may have not hit it with a stone. But anyways, so that's that. Another place I would recommend to go for is Go Power Sports. They have performance bearings, belts, clutches for your golf carts and for your lawnmowers. So this is definitely a good spot to get upgrades in. Like you can even see here, gas tanks, tires, wheels. They got everything meant for racing here. So this is definitely a good spot to get your stuff. And they even have like performance mini bikes you can get, which is pretty cool. And they have everything from engines to the breakdowns, as you can see here. So gopowersports.com, check them out. They're really good company. Clean stuff. The second thing we're gonna be getting for Chuck, and I think I just need to buy one of them. There are these metal pulleys. Now the reason why you use metal pulleys when you're racing is because, or when you're going a certain amount of speed on a lawnmower, is because the plastic ones will wear the belt down, or more like the belt will wear the pulley down, making it so that when it wears down to a certain amount of degree, this part right here, this little bearing, let me try to get a good picture of it here. Click on it. Right here, these little, that little divot right in there where the belt goes, on the plastic ones, that'll fade off, causing a really wobbly pulley. That's not what you want. You don't want to lose a pulley in the middle of the woods or something like that. So definitely get these metal ones. They're not expensive. I mean, I'm not turning Chuck into like a race demon, but $22 for two of these, not a bad deal. You could probably get one for like $13, $12 right there. Yeah. So pulley upgrade for sure. Gotta have it. The plastic ones are junk. They're only meant for stock stuff, like a Cub Cadet lawnmower that actually mows the lawns. And it does give you the amount of height in inches and the diameter of the keyway, just so you're making sure that you're putting in the right pulley on your lawnmower. So, like I said, Amazon, check them out. They're not half bad, but definitely something you're gonna want. And also, you're going to want a belt. We are going to be getting one of these for Chuck. I recommend the Skag Kevlar belts. They're very strong, and because we're going to have stuff like the pulleys, it'll be easier on the belt, so we're not chewing it up. I'm sure you can use regular belts. It's not going to hurt nothing. I just use the Kevlar ones because they're really strong, and Amazon has exactly what I need for dimensions. So it's definitely, and then they do have plenty of choices, so it's definitely a must-have. As long as you got a good belt, you're pretty much dialed in. And stuff like that. So like I said before, Kevlar belt, and don't forget to check your length, width, and height diameters on the lawnmower. Now this one says the material is plastic. This may be the wrong one I'm looking at here, but you can get the Kevlar belts for better grip on that, and better stability. There's one right there for your lawnmower. So definitely check that out. It's going to be worth it. I think I covered everything here. Maybe. Let me check. Yes, that's pretty much it. I also did want to show you. You can, on this ARC website, they do have performance piston rings, but also, I think they have it here. Billet. Yes, they do have a lot of billet parts for these lawnmowers, and like they are a car company too. But billet is like the best thing on Mother Earth in America. It's really good stuff, high quality, and like I said, it's amazing stuff. We don't have this one in the Kohler, but I plan to put one in someday. But like I said, we're not going freaking 130 miles an hour. We're just bumping it up from a decent 10 to probably a 15 to 20. Nothing more like that. So it's not going to be for racing, more for getting the posi locked down and kind of, bashing through that mud with the tires we have. One last thing I did want to show you guys is if you go on Amazon and you look up ATV Bull Gears. I would definitely recommend for I would definitely recommend getting bowl gears for like this stuff right here for your lawnmower transmission. It's very expensive, so you might want to think about it, or this mainly right here. But the reason why you want to do this is because if you have a manual, or God forbid you're using a hydrostatic, which is going to blow up anyways, you have to make sure you have a proper gearing ratio so you don't blow up your transmission. So definitely, and these are actually good for off-roading too, for torque. Get yourself a good high-performance axle gear for this kind of stuff. This is Yukon and stuff like that. So, you know, some of the stuff, like it says for GM differential, so that's for a car. You could still use some of these on your lawnmowers. I don't know about this particular one. This looks like a different size bore. So it's not quite a bowl gear. It's a differential gear. But I've seen people take these little car things and just kind of like mill them down and make them fit in their lawnmower. And they're able to go from they can go from first to sixth gear without any kind of jolt or any kind of grinding in the gears. So definitely, if you're going to build a racing mower, get yourself one of these. Amazon does also, you can get them off of Summit Racing too, but Amazon, as you can see here, they have the ratio numbers for what you need. So also make sure that you have the right ratio for what you need for your gearing. So you're not going too fast, you're not going too slow, and you're putting in the amount of torque on that transmission that you're getting from the motor. So it's even, everything's even, which is what you want. I think the last thing I want to show you guys that you want to get for your lawnmower is something called a K and N filter. K&N does support this for Kohlers and Ridemores and stuff. Like this would fit in my Kohler no problem, even though it says Chevy, GMC, Colorado, all that stuff. Because mine's a kind of like a flat piece of K&N filter, or it's a flat piece of filter, this would definitely fit in the Kohler. For your Briggs & Stratton guys, stuff like this for your V-twin, or even this stuff for your single cylinder, that would work too. And Go Power Sports does have those filters here for your specific Predator motor, lawnmower motor, and you can see it right there. If it'll load, please. Here we are, right here. You can see that perfect size filter for your lawnmower. Really nice upgrade. I really recommend it. We are going to be putting this one on Chuck, and this is the exact one we're going to be putting on it. I hope, if it fits. But if that doesn't fit, we definitely will be going in for one of these. But they're expensive. But that looks like the exact same one actually. But it pays for it in the long run. So you want good quality clean air in that motor. You don't want to suffocate it. So like I said, air filter, steering, all this fancy racing mower stuff. This is what you want for racing. Also the tires too. Metal pulleys, good quality belts. You don't want to get a cheap one off a Tractor Supply that's used, and then have it break while you're going like 25 miles an hour, because then stuff just goes wrong. So yeah, that's today's video. Just want to show you guys what we are going to be getting for Chuck. I hope you like this video. Remember to like, comment, subscribe, show your friends this YouTube channel so this channel can grow, and I'll catch you guys next time.